to Season 3, Episode 22 of the Film Bros Championship Podcast. I am Tim, and with me is my co-host, Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
You can call me Dragon. Tim, I gotta ask a question. Why are you so sweaty?
I was watching Cops. I know! Cops doesn't start till 4!
Dan, you love this movie.
This movie's amazing. This movie, I was a senior in college, and it captured my heart, and it has never let go.
Yeah. Well, bit of a spoiler alert. I like this movie more than Roger Ebert, but less than you.
I mean, I kind of saw that coming, to be honest, but you're all wrong.
You know what? I'm closer to Christopher Nolan than I am to you on this.
What does Christopher Nolan say?
Christopher Nolan says Talladega Nights is like the funniest movie of the 21st century. I prefer Anchorman of all the Adam McKay, Will Ferrell movies. But
I will never badmouth those movies ever.
And I think this one would come in third place.
Third place?
Yeah, below Talladega Nights. Yeah.
I think
you're the first, you're last, Tim. So whatever.
Well, I mean, rightfully, I think it really should be Anchorman. Like it kind of started it all. It is probably the best of all of his movies. I'm a soft spot sucker. Like Step Brothers to me is like 1B, 2 kind of range. I would put Talladega as 3. But I think we're also kind of, I don't know if that many people put Talladega as high as we do.
Well, they're wrong. Me and Chris Nolan are right on this.
No, Talladega is amazing.
Yeah.
I just, don't put that hate on me, Ricky Bobby. Right. I can quote that movie as well.
Don't you put that evil on me.
Yeah, that's right. Don't put that evil on me. But yes, I don't know if I quote anything more than Step Brothers though.
Well, that's kind of what this movie is. Just an hour and 30 minutes of great one-liners. So Tim,
so good. Yeah.
Your choice. Explain to the people why you've done this.
Yes. Okay, so Step Brothers. It is 2 40-year-old men who are kind of, one's 39,
That's
one's 40
right.
or whatever. Right, yeah, if you really want to get stipulations. But, like...
Respect.
Whatever. They kind of said
this will become
okay.
very important for you very soon.
Sure. But, I mean, he never, like, even when they justify them both being, or one says they're both 40, no one corrects them or anything.
The actors were like over 40 when they did this movie.
But still, whatever.
Right.
I'm just gonna say they're two guys, they're adult men that are basically stuck in this 13-year-old range, and I would say give or take, and they like their life that way.
Yeah. And
when their parents who have found love with each other have thrust change upon them, and they don't like each other at first, but they do end up finding themselves to be best friends, and now need to hatch plans to try to keep their lives together the way they like it.
Yup!
Hilarity ensues.
Son of a bitch. So, our leads are Brennan Huff, played by Will Ferrell, and Dale Doback, played by John C. Reilly. Brennan is the 39-year-old adult child loser that lives with his mom, and Dale is 40 years old, adult child loser that lives with his dad.
He manages a baseball team.
A little league?
Fantasy.
Oh. When their parents marry, Brennan and Dale are instantly enemies who become best friends and eventually are forced to grow up minorly, kicking and screaming the entire way.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, like, this movie gave me a stomach ache in the very beginning.
Oh, what, the nachos?
I forgot what flavor of Dorito it was, but some kind of, like, shitty flavor of Dorito with, like, crappy shredded cheese melted on top of the microwave.
Like, awful.
Some kind of chocolate cereal, and then, like, some blue Gatorade with ice. That helps a little, I think. But I was like, oh.
It definitely looked nasty. I have to say, too, it was like one of my notes was like, those look like the worst nachos.
You don't even like nachos, so yeah, that's...
I know, I'm okay with nachos.
Here's the secret.
But I have my limits.
Well, here's the secret. They're good for like 30 seconds. And then they instantly become soggy. It's the most overrated of all.
It is, or once you eat the ones up top because
Yeah.
they're never like layered kind of deal.
Yeah.
I just saw this like thing on TikTok where somebody was like trying to come up with this like movie popcorn hack where they jam a straw in the middle of the popcorn bucket and they won't go to the butter dispenser so the butter goes into the straw and they keep moving the straw so it goes to all the layers. And I was like, I will not be showing this to my daughter. Oh no.
That feels like a Simpsons joke. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because I immediately think of the Milk Duds joke.
Swim, my pretty,
Right.
swim.
Yeah. Sure, sir, you can't be doing that or whatever, right? This crackly voice.
Yeah, you can't put Milk Duds in. I forget what it was, but you can't put butter in the Milk Duds or something like that. It's like you're supposed to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom too, aren't you?
Touche or something
sir.
like that.
Yeah. Simpsons so good.
Simpsons did it.
17 years old, Brennan was in a school talent show singing something from an old pirate musical, guessing Pirates of Penzance. And his younger brother Derek and his friends chanted, "Derek has a mangina."
Mangina, yeah.
Which led to the entire school and eventually his mom chanting it at him too. Which I guess just destroys Brennan, turning him into like a permanent man-child.
Yeah, his confidence just gone and shot.
Right, and so I'm like, all right, I get Brennan. It's sort of like that could be traumatic. I could see him, and plus his mom is a total enabler. Will just let this happen. Probably.
They even call her out that in the movie.
But
we'll get to that in side characters.
Yeah. Dale's explanation is murkier.
You don't really get one. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, he quit college in his junior year to join the family business, even though his dad's a medical doctor. Believe me, I explained it to him.
It's just who you know.
Yeah. Robert also says it might have had something to do with the death of his mother, but that's as much insight as we get on him. Like, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. You get a little bit more with Brennan, but yeah, not a whole lot.
I basically end of characters.
Yeah, that's it.
Like this, Brennan can sing really well, according to the characters in this movie.
Right. Which is part of the humor of it.
Right.
But yeah.
Well,
so his journey is getting the confidence and to do it and do it in front of people.
Right. And Dale can play the drums, and he's great at marketing.
Yep.
Yeah.
We never really saw this at all, but it's okay.
No.
Because I think that's also part of the humor. They have their delusions. And
well, that's an Adam McKay special. Unearned self-confidence.
Yeah.
He loves that.
And
that's why
embracing what people are delusional at.
Right, and that's why he said Will Ferrell was like the perfect George W. Bush, is unearned self-confidence no one can do better.
Yeah.
But that's all I have to say about them as characters.
Yeah,
do you have anything else to say?
I don't know. I guess you kind of get you get this journey, I guess, with them. I guess is really their characters and how they find.
There's absolutely growth that happens in the movie.
Right, you definitely have growth with them.
You
have a situation where no one believes in them. Everyone's really frustrated with them, but they love their lives, and then they get thrown, of course, into a tizzy. But then they find each other, kind of a deal where someone's like hey, I like you for who you are, and all your weirdness, and that's kind of like a fun thing. Like I love that kind of like friendship that they have of like, hey, I'm also weird.
The movie gets better for me once they become friends.
Oh yeah, I love the whole begin. I love every bit of this movie. But anyway, yeah. So like you see this thing where they really do bring out a different side of them where it allows them to be okay with who they are, kind of deal. But then of course they get shut down again. It's just they keep getting stifled. To the point where you see the kind of end part where they're like, like, I can't see you guys like this. This is awful. Like, you guys just need to be you.
Robert at the end, yeah.
Yeah, so you get this, like, they were eventually forced to be adults to a point, but, like, you can't let go of your dinosaur, Patrick. You can't let go of your dinosaur.
You're a human. You can't be a dinosaur. It's ridiculous. You are desperate to give this more weight than it actually has. I gave this category a 3.
I gave it a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
All right.
The both of them are hilarious. The whole movie, they're so good. And yes, there is a journey that, yes, one definitely gets more backstory and is a little bit more fleshed out. But yes, I agree with you. But it's a comedy. Again, we've said this before. Not many comedies have like great, amazing, fleshed out characters.
The best ones do, though.
I guess. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna beat In Bruges in a fleshed out character like that. That's for sure. Like that's not gonna happen. And I didn't go 5.
All right.
Because
I
of
applaud
that,
your restraint.
right?
I applaud your
But
restraint.
like, I still think they are like amazing characters. You never get like 2 characters very often that are both amazing in the movie.
All right,
hilarious the whole way
pump
through.
That brakes a bit. They're not amazing characters. They are amazing actors who are funny as hell.
They're throwing like high heat the whole movie.
Yeah, no doubt. Like the
impressive.
one-liners in this movie are just like ridiculously quotable.
And deliveries and everything is just
right.
Just
and that's on the actors, not the characters. I mean, there's nothing.
It's still part of the category, I feel.
All right. I give it a 3.
All right.
Just
fair enough. And I'm 4. We'll move on.
All right.
This is going to be hard for me because in this category, I find everything almost amazing and hilarious.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to take us through because I will make this podcast long going through almost every step of this movie.
Well, I basically just quoted all my favorite one-liners because that's what all the comedy is in this movie. And there are great one-liners aplenty. Like, I am laughing. But, like...
Sure.
It's like... All right. The problem with this...
I can't believe you're bad-mouthing this movie.
I'm not.
I don't like any of this negativity.
All right, spoiler alert, this movie is in my top 5 of the season, okay?
Thank you. Better.
At the bottom. But,
Okay.
but the problem is that it's all one-liners, and so, like, I am laughing after the movie. I'm sorry. Laughing after the movie, just thinking of the one-liners. I'm not thinking about the actual, like, comedy of the, I'm not... How do I explain this? I'm sorry.
You're not in the moment? Is that what you're saying, basically?
I don't need I'm not thinking about the movie. I'm just thinking about the line. Is really what it's like coming at you. I'm just like shouting crazy one-liners at each other. Like it's fun and it's great to do with your friends. But it's like I'm not like I want to watch this movie again. I'm like no, I'm good. I'm happy to just yell out. I wasn't fired from my job. I was laid off. You know.
I didn't want salmon. I said it 4 times.
Winning is bullshit. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like. Yeah, like we're making each other laugh. Didn't even need Will Ferrell here. Don't need to.
I was laughing while watching.
I was laughing too, but I'm just like.
And then at one point too, I couldn't finish it because I got sidetracked to something else I had to do. But then I came back to it later, and the internet like went down in our state. But luckily,
when did that happen?
like last night.
Oh, probably in bed.
Yeah. I think it started earlier in the day, but like it happened at some point at like 6-7 o'clock or something like that. The internet just went down. It was supposed to be statewide or whatever from what I read. But luckily
AT&T
I
for the
have
win.
there you go.
Drop me a check,
Spectrum.
guys.
So I have this on Blu-ray. So I was like, hey, my wife's trying to go to bed because we have work, our first day of work for teachers the next day. So I was like, oh.
So you watched the Blu-ray? Did you watch like the extended cut then, or because I watched the Hulu?
I started it
Theatrical.
on Hulu earlier in the day,
Right.
So to get the theatrical. I honestly don't know. I only put the one. I didn't get an option, so I don't know. I think I ended up finishing it the other way.
Oh,
I think.
So you might have some extras that I missed.
Yeah, because there was like when we get to the first dinner together,
Right.
or whatever, right? And they're eating the nuggets and whatever that. Yeah. There's like a whole part in the extended edition where they talk about fancy sauce, and it's not there in the original. I'm like, oh no, I love the fancy sauce
Yeah,
part.
Haven't seen that. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So
I like that.
The movie starts off with the George W. Bush quote because this movie was written and directed by Adam McKay, co-written and directed by Adam McKay.
It's kind of his thing. He can't help himself.
Families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream. Actual quote from George W. Bush. I had to watch a clip of Bushisms on YouTube after this. Like, I pause. I got to see the context of this. And my man was just doing like a town hall speech or something like that, and it's just like,
yeah.
But I had to watch like, I don't know, 2-3 minutes of Bushisms on the way to get there. I'm like, I just got really angry at the media. It's like, we just treated this as cute instead of like, this guy shouldn't be in the job.
No, shucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to have a beer with this man who is completely sober.
I really enjoyed more this time and this viewing because I've seen this movie so many times. But I forgot what I was going to say. So I put it on, and my wife is like trying to fall asleep, and then she's like, looks like she's asleep, and then she just starts hearing some of the quotes, I guess, to what you're saying, and she just starts full on like busting out laughing while she's supposed to be sleeping. But I really, after he makes those like nachos, those gross nachos and such, and it's like whatever woman workout video
thing with the lady.
Yeah. With the thing with the lady, but she leaves and he just stuffs his hand down his pants.
Yeah, Al Bundy style.
That was so funny. It's such a weird thing to masturbate, but then you hear like later, it's like favorite was a non-pornographic thing to masturbate to. Good housekeeping.
Yeah, it was a magazine, but yeah.
What?
Yeah. So, my name is Robert. I play racquetball. I collect coins, and sweet Jesus, I love Korean food. Richard Jenkins. I'm not gonna go too into it, but he is so good in this movie. I'm gonna save it for side characters, but
yeah, we'll save it. But I would say that Nancy there is also really good.
I am Nancy Huff. I know how to make tandoori chicken. I contribute to NPR every single year, and I love the movies of Rob Reiner. I would marry her. Absolutely yes.
She literally has one of my favorite requotable lines actually in this movie.
What the fucking fuck?
Yes, exactly. It's such a. I feel like it is a moment where, especially when I've seen my children go feral, that it's just I feel like that just comes out.
Do you spray them with the hose? Or?
That where I want to like this, but that nothing you're doing is working,
right?
And it's just awful, and you're embarrassed by your community around you, and it's just. That's what just wants to come out. What the fucking fuck? Like,
yeah, but she
it's so great.
She goes to I don't know, total alto or whatever with that.
Oh yeah. But it's such an anger, like
high
frustration, everything is failing around me, and it's great. We're gonna be bouncing around, I feel like, in this movie.
Dad, we're men, okay? That means a few things. We like to shit with the door open. We talk about pussy. We go on riverboat gambling trips. We make our own beef jerky. That's what we do. And now that is all wrecked.
We have literally never done any of those things.
Two things out of
Again,
this.
the delivery is great.
Richard Jenkins destroys this.
Yes. It's so good.
Two, Tim, why haven't we gone on any riverboat gambling trips? I feel like we were letting our
It makes
gender
me
down,
want
right?
to, right? Actually, I want to make my own beef jerky. Although that sounds terrible to be at the same time.
I would be curious to see what I have a better chance of getting you to do: riverboat gambling or making your beef jerky. You're not a fan of either.
Yeah, I'm not. I remember you got me to eat beef jerky one time. It's like, hey, look, it's bacon beef jerky. You like bacon?
It was your bachelor party weekend.
Yeah,
and
that's
I got you drinking very early, and I wanted something in you.
Fair enough.
Where did he go to medical school? He went to Northwestern and John Hopkins. Is that good enough for you? No, it's not.
I smoke pot with Johnny Hopkins. You've never smoked pot with Johnny Hopkins. I love the suppose Nancy sees me coming out of the shower and decides to come on to me. I'm looking good. I got a luscious V of hair going through my chest, pubes down to my ball fro. She takes one look at me and goes, oh my God, I've had the old bull. Now I want the young cat.
Shut the fuck up!
And she grabs you by the wiener.
Shut the fuck up!
Shut the fuck up! I just
the way he throws that out is so good.
It's such a defeat. It's like, God damn it.
Yeah, that's the first time you see him really break down the movie.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing for his character, but we'll get there.
Richard Jenkins, consistently, every time, he makes me laugh. Every time. I
agree.
John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell, it's 9 out of 10 times. But Jenkins is 100%.
I love too where there's that moment where he is finally having dinner or whatever with the youngest son, And he
Derek.
calls him son or whatever.
Wow.
And she's like, why are you calling him that? And he's just like, just stop. Like, he just oh,
My
no.
God,
Like,
you're impressive.
leave me alone. Oh, it's such a good one. You're impressive.
First gen to get out there as a family, Nancy and Robert are having a nice adult dinner, and Brett and Dale are eating chicken nuggets and French fries. I thought that was...
It's so good. But I also love too when Nancy first comes in from moving in her moving clothes or whatever. It's like, hey Nancy, can you make me a grilled cheese sandwich? Sure. No, he's just testing you. What? I'm hungry.
Look in your right hand.
Look. Such a good delivery again. Look at your right hand.
Yeah. He's just like tries to hide the bagel.
Or there's $20 or whatever. Order some pizza. That's not enough, Dad.
What if I want wings? Yeah. So this is at the dinner we find out that Brennan is an excellent singer.
Yes.
But his mom has only heard him sing twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which she does explain, like, even in that pirate musical, when the mangina thing, she even admits that she joined in.
right, yeah.
It's so bad.
Dale gets curious though. He's like, "How good?" And Brent's like, "I've been called the songbird of my generation by people who've heard me."
I love too where they just go back and forth in that dinner.
If you want to get down on these hairy balls, why don't you just jump right in?
I remember when I had my first beer.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer. Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, I'm so old. I would have
Fill up my dinosaur.
I love how Brennan literally starts crying and tearing up by this insult.
Yeah. Hey, you awake? Yeah. I just want to let you know that I hate you. You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors.
Learned doctors.
You're not a doctor.
When you're asleep, I'm going to punch you square in the face. I'm going to fill up a pillowcase of bars of soap, and I'm going to beat the shit out of you. I started doing a version of this to my son.
Did you?
The night, it was like I haven't gotten to that part yet in the movie, and I had to put him to bed, and I just started doing lines like PG versions of the lines, and my Declan just kept going, "What? Why? What?"
That's great. So eventually, this all leads to a fight because Brennan decides to screw with Dale, who's just straight up being a massive dick to him, and puts nuts on the drum set, which is like the one rule of the house: don't touch the drum set.
Don't touch the drum set, because he wouldn't let go of his beat laboratory, so they had to sleep together.
Right,
and there was all sorts of issues with that.
Nuts on the drum set is funny.
It's really funny.
The fight isn't,
especially how fake and elastic looking and everything.
The fight isn't so really that good until Brennan starts using the drum pedal to hit Dale repeatedly in the head.
I don't know, when he's like strangling him with the cord of the headphones.
Yeah,
I like
it's
to
fine, but like it's.
But when they go down the stairs and just totally just eat it into the wall and everything.
Your drum set's a whore. I teabagged your fucking drum set. My drum
That's cool. It's a guy or whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, that's gay. My drum set's a man. And that's where you get the what the fucking fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And the whole thing afterwards too, like. 1 second, when it was just like, I heard my own son yell the word rape on the top of his lungs.
Mom?
Well, at 1 second, I really thought I was going to get raped.
I saw the look in his eyes. I really thought I was going to get raped. Yeah.
He said, let's get it on. That was about the fighting.
They get sent to bed, and then when she wakes him up the next day, the clown has no penis. That was.
What was this? Something about Richard Leonard Nimoy or something like too?
Yeah, Brandon says something about Leonard Nimoy, but the clown has no penis. And then like.
Or no, I thought you said snow penis or something.
No, the clown has no penis.
What kind of dreams are you guys having?
Yeah, Nancy. I ask you, all-time best villain introductions list. How high is Derek forcing his family to sing "Sweet Child of Mine" in the car?
I mean, that people still try to duplicate it, basically on TikToks and on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. Like,
not promoting TikTok for me well. I'm never going to join if you tell me there's more of this. on there.
No, I mean, hey, it's an algorithm. It gives you what you want.
It's not what I want.
I love Step Brothers, so it's gonna pop up from time to time. But anyway, yeah.
You're flat.
I mean,
you're flat.
It's yeah.
You're so flat.
How much was it?
$1,200
$1,200 is what? Yeah, $1,200 a week.
For singing lessons. This is what I get. You're flat.
I'll try to, or he's like, nice vibrato, buddy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so funny. Everything there.
think-
I'll try to save it here.
I don't know. It's somewhere in that Vader Freddy Krueger introduction for me. It's like, oh, this is everything I need to know about this guy. This guy fucking sucks.
Oh, he's totally a douche.
Yeah.
And they remind you of it like every step of the way.
Literally
right?
every
like,
scene you're in, you're reminded
Yeah.
over the head, like, oh, this guy fucking sucks.
And it's amazing too that apparently it was like his first time improving.
Really?
Yeah. And
they didn't do any improving on Party Down?
This was maybe they did, but this was
I
what
guess
he
it's not.
said.
It's possible. Yeah.
I just saw this on a thing of him saying this out loud, and he's like, he was like, I was so intimidated by everybody in front of me, and I've never really done improv much before, and like, and so it was really hard. But he's like, hey, I kind of figured it out, and I did manage to get some of my ad lib stuff in there, which I was really shocked when he said. One of the things that made it in was I haven't had a carb since 2004.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, that must have been such a line because they must have cut away, and that must have been a whole new thing that they put in of the guy lifting his shirt to show the oiled up abs and everything. It's so good.
Fishing with Mark Cuban, Chris Daughtry, Trev Probst,
The
Bobby
cubes.
Flay.
Calls them the cubes.
My God, that's impressive.
Honey, Dane Cook pay-per-view. It's like
20 minutes. It's like, oh, he sucks. I Still Hate You, but you have an impressive collection of nudie mags. Yeah, I got them in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's like masturbating in a time machine.
It's a fantastic line. It really is.
I don't really have a lot of opportunity to quote that one, but yeah.
Yeah, that one you don't quote as much, right? You're creasing it. Stop creasing the patients.
Hey, Derek, you know what's always good for your shoulder pain? If you lick my butthole. Oh.
I love, too, that he actually says what before he says it, too. Like, you hear him say what.
Let's get into Alice.
Oh, yeah.
Catherine Hahn.
What a...
I don't want to go too far because...
Oh, my gosh. I want to talk about her so much more, but yeah.
I want to roll you into a little ball and shove you up my vagina. You could just live there. It's warm and it's cozy. Has she ever been...
Up my vagina? It just keeps going.
Has she been anything other than, like, amazing in anything she's ever been in? She's so good in this.
She's phenomenal. To be honest, she almost steals almost everything she's in.
It's one of my biggest complaints of this movie. Needed more Alice.
Probably, but at the same time, when she's on, it's like next level.
Yeah.
Like the whole bathroom incident.
Let's just wait to get to that, but yeah.
Okay, well, wait. Okay, because like, oh my god, that is like her best moment in the whole movie.
Industrial strength night vision goggles. Holy Santa Claus shit. Can you imagine if we had these when we were 12? Even better. We got them when we were 40.
Got them when we were 40. Just the whole, like, favorite dinosaur, Velociraptor, right? And that whole thing. And did we become just friends?
Yup.
Like, everyone's gonna quote that from the end of time,
Do you want to go do karate in the garage?
Yes. Like, you see that recognizable smudge there? Yeah, what is that? It's Randy Jackson from American Idol.
Did you notice what sword he's holding?
No.
It's the Highlander sword. It's Duncan MacLeod's sword.
Oh, that's even better for later for Talladega Nights. That's great.
It's Adrian Paul's sword from the Highlander TV
Oh, is it?
show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw Highlander, Ricky Bobby. It was terrible.
God, I fucking love that movie.
Greatest movie ever made.
Won the Academy Award. Oh, yeah, for what? The greatest movie ever made. What'd you think of them watching Above the Law?
I love their reactions because I felt like it. I didn't really care as much because my feelings about Steven Seagal, but I felt.
Well, hold on. Above the Law is really good.
He has some okay ones.
That's-
Sure,
That's a good one.
it's in his top 3.
I was gonna say, is it the best like non-Under Siege Seagal?
Yeah, it probably is the best non. Because
that one is like
Under Siege is the best.
That one's written and directed by like Andrew Davis, the guy who did like The Fugitive, bunch of
Right.
other great movies. So like, shit, that
Yeah,
one's
it's just
good.
not. It's not as good as Under Siege, but I guess you're right. Like
You
that's
can't
kind of a whole other level.
Yeah, it's not fair.
That's
Who
just
also
like, yeah,
directed Under Siege.
right. But like, I feel like
That's right. Shit, I gotta check that.
I don't remember. You might, double check. I just love that moment too, because that's another thing I love about this movie. Because like, it's like when you do find your bestie and someone you vibe with, and their joint enthusiasm watching that action movie is great.
I always
Like,
get
you know what I
that
mean?
way
It's
when I
like-
see Pam Grier on the screen. To be fair, but
But you know what I
yes,
mean? Like,
Andrew Davis did
when they're-
direct Under Siege. So
Yeah. He's snapping the arm, and they're both like, oh, or
The Seagal
even
classic.
like later on, and they're watching like not Shark Week. I think it was a whale when they said, "Did you see the height on that? Yeah, you got air." And then they like high five, still hate you too. Like it's just so great.
it's better when they're friends. So many activities.
And it's another great moment too, from Dr. Robert there, where she's the Nancy's like, I think they're becoming friends. She smiles and he's like,
I don't like.
I don't like this. Like I'm so worried.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna be so much worse.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole bunk beds. Can we turn our beds into bunk beds? We'd have so much room to do activities. You're adult men.
I don't
Like,
give a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, it gets just like I think I could be more clear. Like, and that's what it goes like.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. So, and then Nancy has to go like, yes. And then I love too. Is like, does your son know anything about carpentry? No, absolutely not. And then you hear the power drill. Is that a power?
Dale, no power tools.
No power tools.
That's my toothbrush.
What?
Dale, it's not your toothbrush.
No, it's not. Well, okay, I'm done now anyway. It's just like, oh my gosh, that's such a kid thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a... I've caught my kids in that multiple times, not with power drills,
Okay,
but like
that's what to say.
that similar kind of lie. Like, that's not what you just heard, which is exactly what you heard is not what you just heard. Like, it's gaslighting. It's great.
Okay.
It's funny.
Why would you let us do that?
There's so much blood. And I love too, and I've done this to my son too when he's complaining about little baby things.
You just smack him in the
Where
arm.
he just smacks it.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, oh, wow.
I gotta tell you, hello, Miss Lady. It's probably like a top 5 line for me. Like,
Is it?
It makes you laugh every goddamn time.
I can't remember, to be honest, if it was you or my wife that got mad at me doing it so much.
It wasn't
And
me
then I had
getting mad at you.
Maybe
It would
it
not
was,
have been me.
It might have been my wife. Yeah, I quoted it so much that I think she got mad that I kept doing it. So I had to, like, cool it for a little while. Hello, Miss Lady.
Hello, Miss Lady.
I think I can help with the Pan dilemma. Pam with a D? No.
Wait,
It's
shut
but
your,
it
shut your
keeps
mouth.
going.
Shut your mouth.
You just
just
sound
coming off
stupid
stupid.
right now. Excuse me? You are wearing tuxedos for a job to clean bathrooms or to clean toilets or
Yeah.
whatever. And then how it ends to get out of my office is so good.
Yeah, I'm just looking to hire guys I don't mind hanging out with for like 12 hours a day. Pause right there. 12 hours a day?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
that's a long day.
What is going on at the sporting goods store? Anyway.
Is that what it was? Is like, was this a school? Is it what is going on?
No, it's a
here?
sporting goods store, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, you guys seem like cool guys. Got hair similar to mine. You wear tuxedos to the interview. That's funny. It's ironic. I get that. You're kind of underplaying the whole formality of it. I think it's funny as hell. So let's do this. You guys are hired. You're in. And, unless you're the weirdest guys ever. And I don't see it.
And then the loudest, longest fart ever.
But that fart has to go on for like at least 10 seconds. Like 10 solid
It's
beats.
so good.
Was that a fart? I don't know.
Now the tux seems kind of fucked
I
up.
can taste it on my tongue. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I did fart. Is that onion? Onion? Onion,
Yeah, onion
ketchup?
and ketchup.
It stinks. This is a small room. Okay, now the tuxedos seem kind of fucked up.
I love too when it comes back up later with the parents. It's like, and he heard about the fart. He heard about that. you just couldn't hold it, or like, no, I just didn't think it'd be that loud. It was really embarrassing. And I love too they discussing the route home, and he's like, I can't go that route because whatever that kid's name is.
Gardaki, but like I feel like a lightning bolt hit the tip of my penis.
Oh, that's a great one too. Yeah,
I gotta bring that one up.
It is a great line.
Yeah. Gardaki, they can't go that way.
Gardaki, they can't go that way. You want to take Cooper or whatever? Like that's 45 minutes. It's like, okay, I'm the stupid one. All right.
Yeah.
You get the way the redhead kid just comes is just it's so convincing the way he knocks him out.
Yeah.
And
shut your mouth, essay.
That got me too.
That's one of the Apatow daughters, isn't it?
I don't know. Is it?
I thought
which one?
Shut your mouth, essay.
Maybe you're right. I don't know.
I feel like it was one of them.
The older one, maybe. I don't know. Maybe she's really young at the time.
I did not track. I could not.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
But it looked like one of them.
Yeah.
One of the kids from This Is 40, or not This Is 40. Well, that one too, but knocked up.
Yeah, they're
knocked
both the
up.
same.
They're closer to knocked up, I think.
So yeah, that makes sense because Knocked Up I think came after this, didn't it?
No, before this.
Or before? Oh, maybe might not have been then. Ooh.
Yeah.
To be.
Yeah, I'm almost there. A year before. Just a year before.
Okay. I don't think it was though.
I don't know.
But anyway.
Tim, I got a belly full of white dog crap in me, and you're gonna lay the shit on me?
I also love in the fight with the seesaws, them get their heads crunched on the seesaws was really funny. That got a good laugh at me. There's some good physical comedy in them getting their ass kicked. But anyway, yes. The remote's going in the safe. It's going in Robert's safe.
Dad, I'm doing this because I love you. Fuck you.
This is bullshit. What was it? This is planet bullshit. Oh gosh, what was the line? Where is it?
You know what? I didn't include it in my notes, but I did write it up.
It's so funny.
Hold on. Oh no, I can't find it.
This house is a fucking prison. On planet bullshit in the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks.
That's it. Galaxy vs. That's what I had. Yeah.
It's so good.
I can tell you, Will Ferrell singing Something to Talk About.
Yeah.
That's the only way I hear it now.
Oh, really?
Let's give him something to talk about. I will like break out and like sing that to my dog, just in the exact
in that context.
Yeah, and then she gives me the.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah,
but you gotta love to like Dale's face just selling it like this was crying. Amazing. Yeah,
this is gonna sound weird, but for a second, I think he took on the shape of a unicorn.
It's just great how they both just totally buy into each other's crap and just and that, I guess that's the thing I like too. They're so supportive when everyone else is not, and I like.
Yeah, I like that better. Like when they're become friends, it's more the movie is funnier to me than when they're enemies.
But it's also fun when they're enemies too. When they go back to being enemies later on, and that fight is amazing.
Well, that one's better.
it will be memed and whatever for the end of time. I feel I'm burying you. Like it's just what are you doing? And he comes back out of his burial or whatever. Zombie. It's next level amazing.
Do you have anything you want to say about the pretend to be Nazi neighbor? Or
Sprechezy Dick, Derek, or whatever. Hey, Derek, Sprechezy Dick, or whatever.
I love that Brendan has the swastika backwards.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. I love, too, when, he's only been dead a couple of hours. And then Derek's like, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Like he actually like tips the cap. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty good.
Was it Derek's birthday party? Was where we get the Alice scene in the bathroom?
Yes, yes, we do. Yes, we do. And there's that birthday party. Oh my god! Because that afterwards you get Boats and Hoes, which is other level
Right,
too.
but the bathroom
But we'll
stuff is
stick
the
with
best.
Alice. Yes, yeah, it's so good.
Alice just like straight on like jumping on Dale.
She's hiding in the men's bathroom in a urinal.
Oh, not in the urinal.
Yeah. Or no, in the stall.
In the stall. Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
my bad. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Just like whips his dick out and jumps on him and like uses like the sink as leverage. Like he's like, it's all slippery.
So slippery. I love too because he's like, that's why I said he's like they're like stuck at 13.
Right. And the way
You
he's
know what I mean?
kissing,
Because
it's just like.
Well, because he doesn't even know what's going on almost. Yeah. And I love too. He's like, I like you. Like, it's like,
Well, then Alice uses the urinal afterwards.
Oh, she just lifts her leg up to use the urinal.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what Dale says. Like, you're
my God.
amazing.
Yeah. Well, before that, she gives him a little smack on the face and says, "Stay gold, pony boy." After they did it, it's like, that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Han is fucking legend.
It's oh my god, like, because that one scene, smacks in the face, "Stay gold, pony boy," then lifts her leg and pees in the urinal. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that leg gets high.
Hi.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she's wearing heels too.
Yeah, true.
It's impressive. Dear Lord.
So then we get the Prestige Worldwide video.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Last week,
Boats and Hoes.
Last week we
Boats
put
and
liquid
Hoes.
paper on a bee and it died. So there's
Prestige Worldwide.
Yeah.
Black leather gloves. Because of the picture, they put up the picture.
Yeah, no, Boats and Hoes is all yours, buddy. I don't.
They put up the picture of them both in, like, again, the ridiculous suits. Brendan's like on a laptop and Dale's like on this old school giant cell phone. And they both have black leather gloves on too. And instead, like, Dale's like leg is up as he's like talking all cool into the cell phone as Brendan's on and that's where he says black leather gloves or whatever. It's so funny. And they do the whole Boats and Hoes. And I'm so fascinated where they got the confidence to be able to get the two girls on the boat.
I'm fascinated they decided to keep the recording of the boat smashing in the video to show their dad.
Well, I love too where the Dr. Robert there interrupts, like, "Wait a minute, is that my boat?" And they both shut up, like they just yell at him to stop talking. And then the whole turn of love. Not only is the song just funny, I think, but you get again the dad being like, "Wait a minute, who's driving the boat?" And almost instantly the boat just crashes, and then they both like look back like,
I didn't love the Boats and Hoes video, but the Boats and Hoes reprise at the end of the movie.
Oh, and Dale's adding it back into his drums and stuff.
That rocks my world.
I love all of it. It's so good. And I love too when they come back and the dad, Dr. Robert there, has totally lost it, Dr. Doback. And
You just stop calling me that. Just don't call me Robert.
I love every awkward interaction with Brennan too, by the way, with the handshake, then hug, then back to handshake.
And nothing.
And it goes throughout almost the whole movie.
Yeah,
and it was this
it does.
weird moment too, which is another thing, subtle thing I like in the movie, where they're adults now. And he just handshakes everybody, and there's no awkwardness. It's just an immediate handshake. It's like, oh, they're kind of growing. I like that little turn. But anyway,
Okay.
I love when they're like both yelling at him when they're back at the house. It's like, are you going to invest or what? And Brennan just like goes off and like, get your geriatric ass and like liver spots off my beautiful mother or whatever. And then like he's like has it and he goes and spanks him. And then Dale's like, Dad, stop. He's like, you're next. Yes, sir. As he spanks him is great.
Fast forward into Christmas, Alice using the food on her plate to say "Let's fuck right now" and using her wedding ring as the O in now. I had to pause it.
It's great.
I hadn't seen this movie in a while, so I had to pause and laugh really fucking loud at that one. That was
So good.
And then you get the next fight. It's like, what are you doing?
I mean, I love too where they start like, is it our fault? And they're like, no, Robert and I said it's not your fault. And then he can't help himself. And he's like, it is absolutely 100% your fucking fault or whatever. It just goes off. And then they just hysterically cry. And Dale's like, I'm gonna throw up. You're not gonna throw up. And then he throws up. And Derek's like, oh, he threw up. He gets all excited and he takes a picture. I don't want to take a picture right now. It's a great Derek moment there.
I gotta say, I'm going to go down to the Cheesecake Factory and have a drink. One of the saddest fucking things I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, yeah.
But it's Christmas.
Eh. No, he goes, oh, yeah, Merry Christmas. Yes. And he walks out.
Oh.
It's rough. You smell like, what is it, liquor, cheesecake, and cigars or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
It was like one of the happiest times in recent memory. It's like, well, that's sad.
It's really sad.
It's like, and then they go in, and then I love but they're 40. And he just puts his hands back and falls down. It's like, I feel like so many people would just see themselves in this situation in his interaction. It's so good. Now you want to go to the fight?
I got nothing more to say about the fight except for what are you doing? I'm burying you, which we've already covered.
Which we kind of covered, yeah. I love though how when they wake up after the fight, because I mean, again, I'm burying you. You get the zombie thing. That was all hilarious. But then I love too. They are so tired because they're already in bed beforehand that they just pass out fighting each other.
I like that the dog is there.
Exactly. I was going to get to the next morning. Cinnamon, the dog for the blind guy next door, is there just. And it just goes like it's so funny that this trained dog who's supposed to be there for this poor blind guy is like not well trained or something or what. I love it. Heal, Cinnamon, heal.
So they're forced to go on interviews again. Well, Brendan doesn't go on interview. Just begs Derek for a job, but Dale going for the interview with Ken Young. Says here for 22 years you went Kerouac on everyone's ass.
Yeah, I love too that he's just like totally great. Cool with it. He's like, I did a great job for you. Here you go, catering. You get fire. It's like, oh, okay.
Didn't Ken Jeong own Party Down? In Party Down? Wasn't he the character, the owner?
He only popped up like once, maybe twice. So I don't really remember. You might be right.
Brennan White.
I'm itching for a rewatch. That show was great.
Oh, really good. I never got to see like the.
The reprisal. I never came back for that either. I got to.
I didn't have stars, so.
Same. That's why I didn't watch the last season of Heels.
Same.
Yeah.
Brennan wiping his ass with a bath mat.
Oh, that is some sad, funny moment. That is rough.
I was screaming like, no! That's never coming out!
It's just done. But you gotta love too is he coming out of the Costco with the giant thing of it. And he's so proud of himself. Adulting, like
the triumphant leaving of Costco, really fucking funny.
It's so good.
I pray for him that he got the right kind of toilet paper because otherwise, that's a mistake that will last a very long time.
That is true.
I have lived that.
But I love.
The next thing I have is Rob Riggle talking to.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna go with next. Yep.
I don't even hear what you're saying right now because your face is driving me nuts.
Oh, that's later though.
You want to do the pow?
The pow thing is like, are you saying pow right now? Pow! Just keep going. Pow! And then I think that's also the same time where he's like, I will eat your dick.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's true. I've seen him do it. You've seen him eat a dick? He was in international waters, so they couldn't prosecute.
Yeah.
It's so nonchalant about it. He's like, I'm ready. I can do it or whatever. It's funny. I like that interaction.
You know, I didn't write it up just because I thought you were going to go through like a 5-minute thing on Catalina wine mixer.
I'm really trying to control myself here because, again, I really could go.
I'm giving you the runway.
A lot.
Catalina wine mixer.
No, but what is there to say, though? They every character basically going fucking Catalina wine mixer, and it's just awesome. It's just epic. And even though they're all saying the exact same line, it's so amazing. because they all get the correct cadence and the right like tone. They all get it, and it's really funny. I mean, every time Derek's talking about making his nut is really funny to me. Again, great douche energy that he just nails. It's impressive. He's done so many
sell
different
or
things.
lease 80 helicopters.
Yeah, he's the
make his nut.
VP of the
Largest
helicopter leasing
company
company
on the West Coast.
On the West Coast, or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not a Horatio Sands fan at all. But
okay, but
a
this is
Billy
great.
Joel cover band that only plays 80s Billy Joel songs.
And then it's what's his name? And I've
Matt
seen him in
Walsh
a
is
ton
back.
of stuff. Yeah, it's so good. Stranger, I guess. It's Piano Man. Like I already told you, man. Like I love because there's such passive aggressive energy throughout that they really build up you with. Like that he's like, I already said it though. Like I'm doing a smile this time, and then the next time he's like, it keeps getting progressively better.
Our third Matt Walsh appearance of the season, MVP of the year.
Oh, that might be something to talk about with awards episode. You might be right.
Yeah, and in fact, all of his movies are in the top 5 too.
Yeah, dude, and it's such a small screen time that he had in this. That I feel like I probably didn't recognize or realize in the moment at all.
You didn't watch Veep, right? You weren't a Veep guy?
Oh, I love Veep.
Okay, he was amazing on Veep.
I need to go back to watch the last season, which I heard was fantastic.
It's really good.
I know.
There isn't a bad season of that show.
There is not a bad season. I think it's the one season I have not watched. I think my favorite, by the way, is the episode of Camp David. I think is my favorite Veep episode of all time. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's the one with the delegate from Sweden or whatever.
Right.
That's so good. But anyway, I digress.
I think it's when Patton Oswalt starts sexually harassing Jonah. It's probably my favorite.
That is really good. That is a great one. Jonah is a really great character. Oh my god!
Wait till you see what they do with him in the last season.
Oh my gosh! I mean, everything when they make him a representative or whatever is really funny. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. So anyway, so back to this movie. He eventually completely snaps.
Yeah.
And they had to kick him off the stage, which is really funny.
And that's where Robert comes in, and he's just so depressed seeing his boys turn into like adults. And he gives them the story about
not them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, when I was a kid, all I wanted to be was a dinosaur. Oh, I pretended to be a Tyrannosaurus Rex and just chase cats around the neighborhood.
The way that Dale and Robert own this scene, I can't do it anymore. Yeah, it's just so good. It's like, but you're a human.
You can never be a dinosaur.
It's so good, but it's done so seriously. It's amazing.
And but he's like, Jenkins is like almost sweating,
right?
And he's panicking while telling the story and living it all in the moment.
It's like it's such an insane confession that he's giving, and such weird honesty that he's just coming out with it. And like this is at least this is where Dale gets it. Dale gets his weirdness. Obviously, his dad was
right.
That
it's
weird,
an inherited
trait. We don't exactly know about Brennan, but anyway, so here you go.
Bob, you're 17 years old. Stop pretending to be a fucking dinosaur.
Oh, it's great. But we were saying, get a job or whatever.
Yeah.
It's such a good little moment there. Get a job. And he convinces him, and then Dale goes to play the drums, and he's failing.
Boats
and
and
then
hose.
the mangina chant starts coming back in.
Yeah.
And that's when Brennan is convinced to go up there and to save him for once. Because throughout the other movie, it's Dale convincing him to do it, right? Because even in Boats and Hose the first time, it's okay, I'm going to do this, and you're just going to do that, and you're going to follow my lead. And this is now the opposite, where Brennan really starts to take the lead and save the situation. So it's a nice little moment there. Yeah, Boats and Hose every once in a while, and he does the whole... But it's so funny, Derek has this vision of one time his brother being really chill with him, and he's like,
flying a kite. Yeah, weird that the brothers were the exact same height.
Yeah,
considering the massive height difference between Will Ferrell and
they look
Scott.
Nothing alike. Yeah, But yeah, it's like, oh, I just don't want to punch you in the head as much now. It's just great.
But like,
and
so
then,
Brennan
like,
is singing Porte Volare, and you
Yeah.
get like the Alice has a fantasy looking super hot. Catherine Hahn looking good in that fantasy, and then
oh yeah,
and then she sees Dale looks fucking hilarious as a centaur.
he owns it, man. He's confident in that.
He is,
Get up.
yeah. And then even better, you get the therapist has like a fantasy about Brennan. I traveled
Being a
500
lumberjack?
Yeah, I traveled 500 miles to give you my seed. Lumberjack.
It's so funny. The parents reconnect and they're dancing and everyone's having like their moment. You just see like Rob Riggles just crying.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a really funny thing to see all of them having this reaction to something that's like not as good as they're all having reactions to, but it's so funny. And that's so good.
And you get Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I love the brother interaction afterwards. I love it so much. Where they like, what do we do now? We hug? You like that, faggot?
Yeah.
It's like, sorry. It's like, and then they try to hug and like, it's so awkward and they don't know what to do. And then Brendan has to punch him in the gut and then they end in a high five. And it's just like, this speaks to me, I feel like, in my family on so many levels. Not necessarily between us, but I just mean
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like there was like, I never hugged our father until college. And so it's like,
That's the,
you know what I mean?
that's
So
the
it's,
tradition. Yeah, hugs.
yeah. So it's like, there's something there that I really grabbed onto that I thought was hilarious.
I don't know if that's an Irish thing or just in our family where the hugs don't come in until college.
It's maybe, I don't know, but it's really funny.
After credit scene of Brendan and Dale.
Oh, I'm not done.
Oh, all right.
Hold on. I love when Dale decides to be a grown up, being like, "You're married. We can't be sleeping together anymore. This is not okay." And she's like, can't really say no or okay, or she says okay, but then she's like, and then like, "Hey, look, a whale!" And he just runs away. Yeah. And he's like, "Dale!" Just run. And that was really funny too. And then of course, we kind of mentioned it too with the therapist and. Calling the mother an enabler.
Yeah, you're in it.
was
your
really
son
funny.
Told me he was going to kill himself. That's why I'm here. You're in an enabler.
And throw himself off a helicopter into shark-infested waters.
Right, yeah.
And they just laugh and think it's really like a ploy. Is like,
right.
You're an enabler.
Now, after credits, or do you have any?
Yeah, sure. You can go after credits.
After credits of Brendan and Dale taking out Gardaki and the boys is fun. I love the John.
It is.
The John Woo doves.
Yeah, that's funny as they're kicking them off.
And every time they actually hit somebody, they're obviously adults in bad wigs.
Right.
Made me laugh.
Or it's like the camera's like clearly they're not hitting them. Like the
right.
when they're on one of those like duck things on a metal spring and they're like mocking the speed bag. Right. Which was funny. Although I do like the just a slight backtrack. When they
wherever you want, I got nothing else.
The gilded lady in the treehouse,
yeah,
and they have all these ridiculous gifts in it as well, and the crossbows. You finally come to your senses, which is really funny. And then I love too when Brennan's like, "I got my own Chewbacca mask or whatever," and he's like, "It's okay that mine's not movie quality or whatever." Just that cracks me up too. And then, yeah, I could go on and on, but
I gave this category an 8.
I gave it a 10. Right, full marks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could not go there with you.
There's not a point in this movie where I'm not laughing my ass off. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just laughing the whole way through. If I'm laughing the whole way through and I can rewatch the movie this many times, how do I not justify a 10?
I understand. It's something about like. The comedy...
You want to laugh in different ways? I don't know many movies that can do that, but okay.
The comedy is all just like shouting one-liners at each other, just like ridiculous things, and that's all it ever is.
But it delivers every time. I don't like. What are you asking it to do? I don't understand.
Okay, so for instance, just thinking
Okay.
of the same Apatow line, right? So
Okay,
40-year-old
fair enough.
virgin.
Sure.
The scene where he gets his chest waxed
Right.
is an iconic comedy scene, right?
Sure.
But it's funny because we're laughing at the pain and we all understand the pain, and it's
Sure.
it's like I said, sorry, I've been drinking. We can all empathize and we understand it's universal.
Right.
This movie has nothing like that. Nothing like that. It's all just like
Nothing?
not really. Everything is just like it's all it's like, oh, I can't believe they said that. I can't believe they said that. I can't believe they said that. And a lot of it's really funny. But
That's hilarious.
it's that joke over and over and over again. So that's like kind of holds it back for me.
I don't know, because I don't think the jokes are always the same over and over again. It's the same style, but that's kind of like in any movie. You're going to have the same kind of humor over and over again.
No, that's not true. Like, for instance, like,
yeah.
Tropic Thunder has a bunch of different kinds of comedy in there.
I don't know about that one.
There's great one-liners, there's funny situations, there's semi-human empathy and growth in there. This movie is just like, these are two ridiculous characters saying ridiculous things at each other for barely an hour and a half. And it's very funny what they're doing, but it's
hilarious.
The same note over and over again. And that's why the movie has to be as short as it is. Because if it was any longer, you were overstaying
it's
your
a
welcome.
perfect time and length and cut of this movie. Although, again, it's supposed to be 8 more minutes in the...
Is it?
In the extended edition, I think it's 8 more minutes.
Okay.
I mean, I can't really tell, to be honest. But again, I saw the original version halfway through, and then the other version the other way through, so I can't really tell. But I love it.
That's why it got knocked down by a couple of slots.
Okay.
So,
A lot for me. Okay.
supporting characters: Richard Jenkins playing Dr. Robert
Okay.
Doback.
Yep.
He and Mary Steenburgen as Nancy Huff pretty much saved the movie by giving it some semblance of reality.
Yeah,
You need that.
yeah, they're your grounded people. I mean, I don't know. There's a couple of lines too from Derek that I'd say do feel real.
Sure,
Like like the scene where
but like
where they announce their divorce or whatever, they're gonna get a divorce, and he's like and he kind of comes clean that it is their fault or whatever, and he's like, of course they are. You got two of the biggest assholes living under your roof.
like them being like normal human beings lets Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly just be absurd cartoon characters. And making it work
for sure.
That's what I'm saying, that they save.
But it's great that they can be the straight people, but still somehow deliver.
Both very funny. Jenkins is
Great
especially
comedy.
great as a guy just beaten down and exasperated by having
So
this
beaten down,
man-child still living with him when he's
Yeah.
like so close to retirement. All he wants to do is sail around the world with the woman he loves, and putting up with Dale and Brennan has become too much. And when he's this close to
I
his
think
goal.
Dale was one, but then when they brought two of them, it just took it to another level. Especially when destroyed his boat, that was the end.
Yeah, and his switch to becoming a big softy who wants Dale and Brennan to remain big kids is an abrupt switch, but Jenkins sells it really well. I mean,
I think he does.
It's like the power of acting, like that he's able to make this work.
I think I don't know. There's
It
a
really
part of me
feels
that
it comes
feels
out
like
of a field.
he's really happy that he sees them adulting. Like,
Right, but then all of a sudden he's like,
working.
wait, no, I hate this. Like,
But then at the same time, it's like but it's also not them anymore. So I don't know if I like that either. Like, it's not exactly my son anymore. So I don't know. I kind of get
right,
it.
no, but the switch happens like that. But
Yeah.
he sells it. So that's what makes it work. That's why Rich Jenkins is just like calling it like, wow.
For sure.
Mary Steenburgen, smoke show at 55 in this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Pilates changed your life, Patrick.
And gets a couple of really good funny lines off.
It really does. Again, what the fucking fuck?
And she
it's great.
handles like the most serious parts of this movie with a nice soft touch. So it's like,
There's some
doesn't become a
great
drama all of a
deliveries, again, where she's doing a lot of lifting and a few deliveries. Like, again, like just the line of like, why are you calling him that?
yeah, don't talk to me like that in front of my son. Yeah,
Exactly. There's like a few lines like that she delivers is like that. It does a lot.
but it doesn't all of a
Yeah,
sudden
very
feel
little.
like, I don't know, a soap opera, like it's out of nowhere. Like Steenburgen is She won the Academy Award for a reason. She's really good at what she does.
She is. And I love the interaction between the two of them when they're giving a little bit of backstory in bed together.
Right.
And they're like going on the Ice Baby. Oh, good song. It is. It's so funny delivery the two of them.
I love that she just buys into Brendan's delusional relationship with his therapist at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah. They both do, to be fair, though.
I guess, but
even Dr. Robert there is laughing about or smiling about it.
Right, but like she, I don't know. She stood out to me more in that part where she.
Fair enough.
Probably because the therapist calls like, "You're an enabler."
You're an enabler.
Yeah. Adam Scott as Derek. Brennan's son of a bitch of a younger brother is perfect.
He nails it.
Just a slimy son of a bitch, and it's a tough call if he's more loathsome in this or when he's playing an actual demon from hell in The Good Place.
It is a good call,
right?
It's impressive with all this talent around him.
Mm-hmm.
What he's able to actually like contribute with all of that. It's impressive to balance all that.
It really is. It's really
that's good directing.
It's really hard to play a character this despicable and not make the audience want to leave the room when they're on the screen.
Right, like you're actually laughing with the villain kind of deal.
Right.
It's pretty impressive. Like I think the only moment where you don't really do that is when he's doing the whole douchey thing with the golf club. But it's sandwiched between Han and Boats and Hose that you kind of easily can move on. You know what I mean? Like I think that would be the only kind of down mark for his part.
Speaking of,
he's fitting his spot.
This movie needed more Catherine Hahn.
I know you said that.
If you told me that there were 8 more minutes was just all Catherine Hahn, I would watch that version. Her falling in love and lust with Dale after he punches Derek is just perfect and hilarious. It goes good. From 0 to 100 real fast.
I love too the delivery too from her. So I mean, it's true you punched Derek in the face. I'll be pleasuring myself tonight. To the way she's just, it's like, oh wow, that's so good. Yeah. With a little smile as she says it, like
this character just gets more absurd every time she appears on screen, and it's just always funny. And I would have loved to have seen like
so good.
Even greater progression. Just like, let's keep on more of this. This is great.
When did that used car movie come out?
The Goods?
Is that I think it was called The Goods, right? Because she was in that too.
Was she?
I'm pretty positive she was in that.
Hold on. The Goods, Live Hard, Sell Hard. She is in that. And it came out the next year.
The next year. Okay.
I think you and I were the only ones who saw the movie, by the way.
I know it didn't do well.
No.
I feel like I remember it being kind of funny, but I also have not revisited it since, so I don't know. I'm curious to do a revisit.
I will always think of that movie because of Ving Rhames' his desire to make love.
Right. And then finds out it's boring and then goes...
It's like, well, we're just going to fuck.
It's a great turn. But I do remember her in that movie, and it kind of made me think of that. Like, I was curious, like, was this movie and how good she was in Step Brothers lead to that or what? Because I remember Step Brothers wasn't a giant hit either.
It was a good hit. It
wasn't a giant
hit. Guy
it wasn't
in
like
10 Days is what put her on the map. That's the first movie, and that's led to everything else.
But there's a gap there.
Not as much as you think.
Right? What was that 99? 98?
Way later.
Really? Was it 2003?
How to Lose 2003.
Sounds like a movie later. Yeah, wow, look at me. I eventually got there.
Yeah,
okay.
Third try. But it's 5 years before this, so it's she just kept on.
It's still a little bit of a gap, but okay.
Getting bigger and bigger. I think probably Bad Moms probably put her into we're just putting her in.
Another level is probably where she got to Bad Moms. Right.
Which I'm told that she's the best
Bad Moms fan.
I've never seen it. I'm told she's the best character in the movie, but
she is the best character in the movie.
I'm not surprised.
The rough one is the sequel. That one's real rough.
Never saw it. Yeah, either one.
Good. You're good. Don't go.
Okay. Maybe in a future season.
It is clear that she is the best part of Bad Moms, yeah.
Rob Riggle as Derek's friend and coworker Randy.
Pow!
Not in it much, but he gets a few funny things to do.
Pow! He does.
Catalina wine mixer. Pow! And
Kobayashi!
That's right. He's going to eat a dick like Kobayashi. And the thing about the urge to punch Brent in the face.
Punch him in the face.
Is there anything I can do? No, you just got to change your face.
No. Yeah. I love too. He's like, Okay, I'll take that into consideration
Yeah.
and try to understand what it might mean or whatever.
And then a
This is so good.
quick shout out to Seth Rogen's cameo at the Sporting Goods job interview.
That's where I had next too. Yeah,
Amazing and one of the funniest scenes in the movie.
it is a standout.
It's just him too, because
Yeah,
Farrell and
it is
Johnson
pretty
Riley
quick.
don't do anything really in that scene.
Yeah.
It's just Rogen just like, I'm gonna riff
It's
here.
his reaction to it. Yeah, for sure. Because they don't even give you much reaction to the fart.
No,
so
they're pretty quiet throughout the whole thing. And
Yeah, their reaction to the fart really comes later with the parents.
Right.
So it really is
just
Seth
Rogen, just
Rogen
like-
in that, and it's great.
It's a clear out. I got this for the next minute. This is me.
Yeah.
So this is my highest rated character by 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, okay. Wow. This is where I went 3.
Interesting.
I know, right?
So final score for me, 15.5.
I have 17.
So this
It is now my highest rated.
I am not surprised at all for you.
It's the best movie. I don't care what you say. I'm sorry.
All right. Now, even though it's at 15.5, yeah, I'm putting it above Tropic Thunder and below Role Models.
I hate you, but okay. Wait. So wait, hold on. Above Tropic Thunder, is that what you said?
Yes, it's above Tropic Thunder,
Okay.
but below Role Models. It is number 5 on my list. So some
Wow. It's weird because it bumps Tropic Thunder out of your top 5. Tropic Thunder is my number 2. We have an interesting list, dude. Can't wait to
right back
put it
at
out.
you.
I said we.
Oh,
have
I thought you
an
said
interesting
you.
list.
Okay.
No, I said we. Thank you.
Okay. John Hamm, Thomas Lennon. Do you know who that is? Or did I explain that to you?
Explain. I know the name, but it's
Dangle
not
from Reno 911.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And Dax Shepard all auditioned for the role of Derek.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Adam Scott won.
Both actually would have been pretty good, to be honest. But I'm glad we got what we got.
I am too. Ham would have been interesting.
To be really honest, I think all of them could have done it pretty well.
Lennon would have
Dangle
definitely-
would have been a little bit different.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lennon would have been a
character.
very different energy.
But I think it still would have probably been pretty funny. But I get what you're saying.
I could see Ham, for his size, would have made more sense as Will Ferrell's brother.
Right.
He looks just as much like Will Ferrell as Adam Scott does, but at least he's closer to height. That's about it. Same energy, though.
Sure.
So, but I'm happy with what we got, of course.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert was not a fan.
Shocker.
He gave this movie 1.5 stars.
Wow.
He thought this movie was just a collection of vulgar lines with little actual comedy.
There's so much more vulgar. That's ridiculous, but okay.
He enjoyed the blind neighbors misbehaving, seeing eye dog, though. He wrote that one. I was like, that's a good bit. He liked that.
It's like it's such a small bit, too. It's funny.
I don't know. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Hail, Cinnamon. Hail.
This movie had a budget.
Hey, Nancy, can I come over later and touch your face? Sure. It's such a great, again, another great delivery from her because it's like, yeah, that's exactly probably how I would have done it too. Like, yeah, that sounds awful, but okay. Like,
Budget of $65 million and gross worldwide a little over $128.1 million.
Okay.
Debuted at number 2, losing to The Dark Knight in its second week of release.
that's fair.
Yeah. The only other major release that weekend was The X-Files, I Want to Believe.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was not a
Yeah.
great movie.
No, it was not.
And that's it.
All right. Well, cool, man. I mean, again, I think our final rankings are gonna be interesting. I can't wait to discuss it, and I can't wait to do awards. But we got one more movie to do,
Save the best for last.
and it is tech. I mean, again, I hate how I get put in these positions sometimes to say something negative about a movie that I think is phenomenal. So, but okay, go. What is your next pick, Patrick?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Are those happy tissues or sad tissues?
It's a perfect movie. It's
It's a great movie. It's fantastic.
works on every level.
It does, and it is a crowd pleaser no matter what group and people you're with.
Yep.
On a date, whatever it is, you're gonna hit with it because it's true. Step Brothers, you have to kind of be with a certain kind of group or whatever, or clientele or whatever.
That's right.
So I see that. I don't think it's as consistently hilarious, but it's gonna be I think it's gonna be in my top 3 without a doubt. But no, I don't think it's gonna surpass Step Brothers. But
all right,
man, that is it. Please show your support for the podcast by leaving a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music. Really happy to listen to the show. Also, sharing is caring. Be sure to follow us on social media to get the latest show updates. You can contact us by emailing at filmbrochamp@gmail.com or find us by searching for the hashtag FilmBroChamp. Thank you for listening to this episode of Film Bro Champ Podcast. Peace out, everyone.
So many activities!